Once upon a time, there was an old lady who lived in a small village. She was known for her kindness, wisdom, and cheerful demeanor. Everyone in the village loved her dearly and often sought her advice or shared their troubles with her. One day, a young man from the village asked her, "Why are you always so happy? No matter what happens, you never seem sad. Don't you ever feel bad when things go wrong?" The old lady smiled gently and replied, "My dear, life is full of ups and downs. Some days are good and some are bad, but I've learned that true happiness comes from within, not from the things happening around me." The young man looked puzzled. "What do you mean? How can you be happy when bad things happen?" The old lady then shared a story from her past. "When I was young, I had a family, a husband and children. We weren't wealthy, but we were happy. One day my husband fell ill and we didn't have enough money for medicine. We tried everything, but he passed away. It was the saddest day of my life. I cried endlessly, thinking I'd never be happy again. Over time, I realized that being sad wouldn't bring my husband back. My children needed me, and I needed to find a way to smile again. That's when I began to see life differently. I understood that life would always have its good and bad moments, but I chose not to let the bad moments take away my happiness." The young man was surprised. "How did you manage that?" he asked. The old lady smiled and said, "Every morning I tell myself, today is a new day, and I will find something to be happy about. Some days are harder than others, but I always find something, even if it's small, like the sun shining, a flower blooming, or meeting a friend. There's always something to be thankful for." The young man thought deeply about her words. "But what if something really terrible happens? How can you still be happy then?" The old lady nodded. "It's not easy," she said. "But I remind myself that everything passes, even the bad times. When something bad happens, I tell myself, this too shall pass. I focus on the good things I still have, my health, my friends, or simply the fact that I am alive. Happiness is a choice. You can dwell on the bad and feel sad, or you can focus on the good and find joy. It's not always easy, but it is possible." The young man thanked her for her wisdom and left, determined to try her advice. From that day on, he began looking for the good in every situation. Over time, he noticed his life improving. Even when things went wrong, he stayed positive and found happiness in small, everyday moments. The old lady's story spread throughout the village, inspiring others. Slowly, more people began to understand that happiness wasn't about wealth or circumstances, but about how they viewed life. They learned to find joy in every situation, just as the old lady had. In time, the village became a much happier place, thanks to the wise old woman who taught them the secret of true happiness. Happiness is a choice. It comes from within, and no matter how tough life gets, we can always find joy in the little things and focus on the good. Life's challenges will pass, but a positive attitude helps us remain strong and content.